Welcome to our English Flow podcast channel. Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of our English Learning Podcast. I am Sarah.
And I am Mark. It is great to have you with us today.
Today, we are taking a break from hard work. We are not talking about deadlines or stress. Instead, we are talking about the fun part of the office.
That sounds relaxing. What is the topic?
Our episode title is Coworkers and Coffee, Socializing at Work. We're going to talk about making friends, taking breaks, and chatting with your team.
This is actually a very important topic. You spend 40 hours a week with your coworkers. It is important to have a good relationship with them. If you like the people you work with, you will enjoy your job much more.
Exactly. Work is not just about computers and papers. It's about people. But for English learners, socializing can be scary. You might not know what to say during a coffee break.
Don't worry, we are here to help. Before we start our chat, let's learn 3 key vocabulary words that describe social life in the office.
The first word is socialize. S-O-C-I-A-L-I-Z-E. This is a verb.
To socialize means to spend time with other people for fun, not for work. If you eat lunch with your colleague and talk about movies, you are socializing.
Yes, you are not working. You are just being friendly. Our second word is a very famous phrase, small talk.
Small talk. This is polite conversation about unimportant things. For example, talking about the weather, traffic, or sports.
In English-speaking cultures, small talk is essential. You cannot just walk up to someone and ask a deep personal question. You have to start with small talk. You say, "It is raining a lot today, isn't it?"
It helps people feel comfortable before they start the real work. Now, our third word is atmosphere. A-T-M-O-S-P-H-E-R-E.
Atmosphere usually describes the air around the earth. But in an office, it means the feeling or mood of a place.
For example, a library has a quiet, serious atmosphere. A party has a loud, happy atmosphere.
A good office should have a friendly atmosphere. If everyone is silent and angry, the atmosphere is tense or bad.
We want you to help create a positive atmosphere in your workplace. So remember these words: socialize, small talk, and atmosphere.
Now that we are ready, let's grab a cup of coffee and start the discussion. So Mark, let's talk about the coffee part of our title. In many offices, coffee is almost like a religion.
That is very true. I cannot start my morning without a hot cup of coffee. But you know, Sarah, the coffee break is about more than just the caffeine. It is a social ritual.
I agree. When someone says, "Let's grab a coffee," they are really saying, "Let's take a break and talk." It is a chance to step away from your desk.
Exactly. In the office, the kitchen or the break room is a very special place. We often call this the water cooler effect.
The water cooler, what does that mean?
Well, in the old days, everyone went to the water machine to get a drink. While they were standing there, they would talk. Today, it is usually the coffee machine. It is the place where people share news, tell jokes, and bond with each other.
Bonding is so important. If you know your coworkers personally, you trust them more. If I know that you like football and you have a dog, I feel more comfortable asking you for help with the project.
That is the big benefit of socializing. It builds a team. A team that laughs together usually works well together. It creates that positive atmosphere we talked about earlier.
However, Mark, we have to look at the other side. Is there a negative side to socializing?
Unfortunately, yes. The problem is distraction. We are at the office to work, after all. If you spend 2 hours in the kitchen talking about your weekend, you are not being productive.
I have seen this happen. Sometimes one person wants to work, but another person wants to talk. It can be annoying.
You have to be careful. You need to respect other people's time. If you see your colleague typing very fast, or if they are wearing headphones, that is not the time for small talk.
Right. You have to read the situation. Socializing is good in short bursts. 5 or 10 minutes is perfect. It clears your mind. But 40 minutes is too long.
There is also the topic of what you talk about. We mentioned small talk before. Is it okay to talk about deep personal problems at work?
Generally, no. In most English-speaking business cultures, like in the UK or the USA, we keep it light. We talk about hobbies, food, travel, or TV shows. We usually do not talk about politics, religion, or money.
That is safe advice. You want to be friendly, but you do not want to start an argument. Keep the conversation happy and neutral.
So the goal is balance. We need social time to feel human and happy, but we need work time to finish our jobs.
Exactly. It's a balancing act. But I think a company with no coffee breaks would be a very sad place to work.
So we know that taking breaks is good, but there are other specific times to socialize too. One of the best times is lunch.
Oh, I agree completely. Lunch is the perfect opportunity. You have 1 hour, and you have to eat anyway. You can sit in the cafeteria or go to a restaurant with your team.
It is much better than eating a sandwich alone at your desk. That is very lonely. When you eat with colleagues, you can relax. But Mark, I have a question about money. This is often confusing for people from different cultures.
That is a great point. If you go to a restaurant with your coworkers, who pays the bill?
In some cultures, the oldest person pays or the boss pays. But in the UK or the USA, it is usually different. We usually split the bill.
Yes, everyone pays for their own meal. Sometimes we call this going Dutch. So do not expect your coworker to pay for you, and you do not have to pay for them. It keeps things simple and fair.
Another common social situation is the after-work event. Sometimes this is called happy hour. This is when the team goes for dinner or drinks after 5 p.m.
These events can be fun. You see your boss in a different environment. Maybe they are wearing casual clothes. They seem more like a normal person, not just a boss.
True, it helps build friendship. But Mark, are these events mandatory? Do I have to go?
Technically, no. They are optional. If you are tired or you need to go home to your family, you can say no.
However, if you say no every single time, you might look antisocial. My advice is to go for 1 hour, drink a soda, say hello to everyone, and then go home early.
That is a perfect strategy. You show your face, but you do not stay late. Now, Sarah, let's give our listeners some practical tools. Imagine they are standing next to a coworker at the coffee machine. What should they say?
We need some conversation starters. These are easy questions to start a chat. The most classic one is about the weekend.
Yes. On Monday, you ask, "How was your weekend? Did you do anything nice?"
And on Friday, you ask, do you have any plans for the weekend? It is simple, but it works every time.
Another good topic is food. Everyone eats. You can ask, have you tried that new sandwich shop down the street? Or, what did you bring for lunch today? It smells delicious.
Compliments are also good. You can say, I like your shirt. Is it new? But be careful. Only compliment things like clothes or hair. Do not comment on someone's body. That is not professional.
Good warning. Keep it safe. Also, people love to talk about themselves. If you ask a question and listen to the answer, your coworker will think you are a great conversationalist.
Listening is actually more important than talking. If your colleague shows you a picture of their cat, smile and ask, "What is the cat's name?" They will love you for it.
Exactly. Small efforts make a big difference in the office atmosphere.
We have shared a lot of advice today, Mark. I feel like I want to go have a coffee break right now.
Me too. But before we go, let's summarize the most important points for our listeners. We want you to feel confident when you talk to your coworkers tomorrow.
First, we talked about the importance of socializing. It is not a waste of time. It builds trust and friendship. It makes the office atmosphere more positive and fun.
We mentioned the water cooler effect. This is when you chat casually in the kitchen or break room. It helps you bond with your team.
However, we also warned you about distractions. Do not talk for too long. You still need to finish your work. If your colleague looks busy, let them work.
We also discussed small talk. Remember to keep your topics light and neutral. Talk about the weekend, food, hobbies, or the weather. Do not talk about politics or money.
And finally, we gave you some tips for specific situations like lunch and after-work events. Remember, usually you pay for your own meal, split the bill, and you do not have to stay late at parties if you don't want to.
Just showing up for a short time is enough to show you are part of the team.
Now, are you ready for the weekly challenge?
This is the best part. We want you to practice your English social skills.
Here is your question for the week. What is your favorite way to take a break at work? Do you drink coffee, go for a walk, or talk to friends?
That is a good question. My answer is, I like to take a break by walking outside for 10 minutes. The fresh air wakes me up.
And my answer is, I love drinking tea in the kitchen and talking to my friend regarding new movies.
We want you to write your answer in the comments, or even better, try to ask this question to a colleague in English.
How do you like to take a break? It is a perfect conversation starter.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode about coworkers and coffee. We hope it helps you make new friends at your office.
Have a wonderful week, everyone. Don't work too hard and enjoy your coffee.
Goodbye. See you next time.
Bye.